Hey, I'm Kevin. Today we're going to talk about the first 10 chords to learn on your baritone uke. So let's get into it right now. Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and click that alert bell so you know when the next video is coming your way. If you're interested in more learning resources, head over to allforuke.com where we have a full searchable library of songs, song sheets, practice tracks, worksheets, and more. All for you, allforuke.com. Well, the first chord that we're going to take a look at here on the baritone is the G major chord. So the G major chord is a great one to start with. It only requires one finger. So we're going to place our ring finger here on the E string of the 3rd fret, and it'll sound like this. Now, because it's a one-finger chord, there are situations where you might use your index or middle finger depending on the chord that's coming after the G chord. So there are situations where you may play it like this or like this, but the most common way to play G is right here with your ring finger. And you'll notice here how I'm keeping a nice rounded shape to my hand as I'm on the baritone here so that I can access my other chords in a chord progression. So chord number 1, G major. Chord number 2 is a minor chord, also requiring just one finger here. So we're going to place our middle finger on the D string of the 2nd fret. The D string is our top string here on the baritone. And this one, we really want to make sure that we're staying nice and rounded and keeping our fingers off the other strings. So we just play the top string, and it sounds like this when we do. And this is a great one because it's a nice, easy switch to move here from G to E minor. And those also are both in the key of G. I'm going to attach a key chord chart to the description here so you can check that out so we can see where all of these chords fall within the keys. Chord number 3 is the C chord. We just learned the E minor chord, so we're halfway to learning the C. So for the C chord here, we place our middle finger on the D string 2nd fret and our index finger on the 1st fret of the B string. So when you were playing E minor, you were playing half of this C chord here. So again, make sure you're on your fingertips, keeping the other fingers off the strings, and when you pluck through this chord string by string, you should hear all of those notes nice and clear. When you strum through, try to get that nice even sound. So maybe start by working through these first 3 chords as you start learning the baritone. Go from G to your E minor to your C chord. Now you've got 3 chords in the key of G to get you started. You could play a lot of songs with those 3 chords. So chord number 3 is the C major chord. Chord number 4 is D7. So what the 7 means when you play a D7 chord is that it is a dominant 7 chord. So dominant 7 chord briefly just means that it's going to sound a little bit bluesy, a little bit moody, where a major chord sounds happy and a minor chord sounds kind of somber. The 7th chord kind of falls somewhere in between, where it is a major chord, but it does kind of have a little bit of a mood to it. So we play our D7 chord here with our middle finger on the G string of the 2nd fret, our index finger on the B string of the 1st fret, and ring finger on the E string of the 2nd fret. Now, something to note here when you play this chord like this is that I keep a nice little tilt in my hand towards the headstock here, and that gives my fingers nice spacing as I play this chord. When you're straight like this, it kind of puts your fingers and wants to push over the fret. So when I tilt my hand here, it kind of keeps these nice in alignment here over the frets, and you have this beautiful sounding dominant 7th chord. Now you have 4 chords that you can play all within the key of G, and you have this little turnaround that you can use going from G to E minor to C. And keeping your index finger down here on the B string, you can rotate down to your D7. And then you can slide it right back over to G. So now you're all set to play baritone for the rest of your life. No, wait, I got more chords for you. Before we move on to chord number 5, I have a bonus chord for you, and that is the D major chord. So we just learned the D7 chord, but why not learn the D major chord along with it there? So we have The D major, which is played with our index finger here on the G string 2nd fret, ring on the B string of the 3rd fret, and our middle finger here on the E string of the 2nd fret. So again, I have this nice tilt to my hand here going towards the headstock. My thumb is kind of intersecting the 2nd fret on the back of the neck here. And I'm also really trying to keep my fingers behind these frets, leaving a little sliver of light between my fingertip and the fret itself. When I play through this chord, string by string, it's a beauty. That is the D major chord. Number 5 is another dominant 7th chord, and that is the A7, a very common shape that you'll encounter in a lot of different songs. That one we play here, which is also part of an E minor chord, but when we play our middle finger on the D string of the 2nd fret and our ring finger on the B string of the 2nd fret, staying nice and upright here on our fingertips, we have this nice A7 chord. Very good to use in the key of A or in the key of D. I'll also reference the key chord chart again in the description so you can check that out and see some of the other chords that go well with your A7 chord. If you're digging the sound of my uke, head over to allforuke.com/shop. You can have a Kala ukulele for yourself. When you buy your Kala ukulele through All for Uke, you're supporting us, and we really appreciate it. Make sure you check it out. Concerts, sopranos, tenors, baritones, a wide selection of accessories, capos, and more. All for you, allforuke.com/shop. Number 6, another classic chord shape here. This is the B minor chord. I love this chord. It looks like a little staircase, and when you play it, it sounds like this. Or if you finger pick it, it sounds like this. Nice and moody, nice minor chord here. So we have our index finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, our middle finger on the B string of the 3rd fret, and our ring finger on the G string of the 4th fret, and that'll sound like this. If you want to play the big version of this chord, you can take your ring finger and place it up here on the D string and put your pinky on the G string of the 4th fret. That's the big version of B minor, but you can always just play it here, the little staircase shape. And a little trick that I want to share with you, again referring back to our G chord here and the different fingers you can use for that chord. If I play the G chord with my middle finger and keep my index finger on the 2nd fret behind it, it gives me a nice little pivot point to move from my G chord to my B minor chord. We're heading back to another major chord here, and this chord is A major. Very common chord to find in a lot of different songs, so it's a good one to learn. We play it with our middle, ring, and pinky on the top 3 strings of the 2nd fret, and I have a nice tilt in my hand again towards the headstock. That's kind of a common thing here when you get into 3-finger chords, is you're trying to create space for your fingers to get onto this fretboard. So I like to tilt my hand, try to keep these fingers in a nice straight line here as I play this chord. You may play this chord with your index, middle, and ring finger. For me, it's a little tighter spacing wise, so I prefer the middle ring and pinky, but try both shapes, see which one works best for you when you play your A major chord. A minor is one of my all-time favorite chords, and it is played right here in the same position where you played your A chord, except I keep my middle finger and ring finger on the top 2 strings, and rather than having my pinky on the B string, I have my index on the B string of the 1st fret. So this A minor shape, very important to stay on your fingertips so you're not laying your fingers flat and they're touching the other strings. So really make sure you're up on your fingertips. Find that nice crease in your fingertip as you build your calluses here. That A minor chord sounds like this. And as you're learning all of these chords, take some time to strum them, really listen to them, hear how they sound, but then also pluck through these notes individually so that you can make sure that you're getting all of those notes in the chord to ring through nice and clear. So this is your A minor chord. A cool little move here I like to do is go from an A major with my pinky, and then I just drop down my index on the 1st fret for an A minor. You can hear that difference between major and minor pretty clearly when you do this little chord transition. major, minor. Very cool. Number 9 is a 2-for-1 combo here. We're going to talk about E7. Number 9 is a 2-for-1 combo, and that is the E7 and the E major chord. So E7, nice and easy chord here. Use your index finger on the G string of the 1st fret. Keep your thumb right behind there to keep a good pinch point behind the 1st fret. And it sounds like this, nice and moody. Leaving a lot of fingers open there for some muting stuff. And then if we add our middle finger to this chord on the 2nd fret of the D string, we change this E7 chord into an E major chord. So a lot of times when you're making a chord change, you're just going to have to move one finger and you can completely change the complexity of the chord and how it sounds, which is a beautiful thing about the uke. So again, we have our E7 chord and our E major chord. Our last chord is the B7 chord. We're going to end it with a 3-finger chord here. So to play B7, we use our index finger on the D string of the 1st fret, our middle finger on the G string of the 2nd fret, and our ring finger on the E string of the 2nd fret. And you'll notice again, my hand is tilted here towards the headstock. My thumb is behind the 1st fret when I play this chord. Nice spacing, keeping my fingertips close to the frets but not touching them. And when I strum through, it gives me a little moodiness. So pluck through this one, finger pick this one, play the island strum. And you can substitute this for your regular B major chord, which a little bonus chord here for you if you're a little further on in your practice. You can play your B chord here with middle, ring, and pinky on the 4th fret of the top 3 strings, and our index here on the 2nd fret of the E string. That shape looks like this. A little more challenging, but you have to work on building that finger strength and that finger dexterity. This is a good chord to work on to do that. Another way you can play it is by barring the top 3 strings with your ring finger. Yes, I said the B word, bar chord. That will be in the next phase here of our baritone chords, but a couple of great chords here to learn on the baritone are the B7 and the B major chord. So those are the first 10 chords to learn on your baritone. I'd love to hear your feedback. Are some of these chords more challenging for you than others? Leave those comments below. My name's Kevin. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Let's get